Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Nintendo Podcast System with me, Matthew, and as always it is Gawny, Jason and Sam. I forgot the names for a bit again.
Every week.
Useless. I don't know, I remember them last time, but like, I don't know, I have a cold, so excuse me. Well, excuse me, Gawny.
You're excused.
Thank you. I was hoping for acknowledgement that was a reference to a certain...
Yeah, that's what I said, just don't, because the anime was bad.
Fair enough. So we're recording this on Bank Holiday Monday, a nice day off for some, but I've got art tomorrow. But it's weird doing it on a Monday, really.
Yeah.
But then again, last time was on the Wednesday, so hopefully it will work out fine today. Yeah, just before we start, I wanted to say that I've done two things since our last gathering, and actually productive. For one, just today, if you check my Twitter, I put out a post, and I think two posts even, concerning about Splatoon. One of which is the lack of voice chat, and then the other is what I want to see in Nintendo Direct, that we'll get into later in the podcast. So you could check those out on WordPress at Original Nintendo Blog, and also on my main YouTube channel, which is Askibbo. You could check out my top 5 Super Smash Bros. Ballot picks with 2 people from Smash Suggestions. You can follow them in description. That's all I wanted to say for the opening.
Hey.
A bit long. Do you three have anything you want to share or like promote in a way?
Well, we normally do it at the end, don't we? That's a thing. And
I guess so.
We could say about, we just did our mini Street Pass mini app, didn't we?
yeah, we had a mini gathering in a local coffee shop, and it was quite interesting. We had a bit of a Monster Hunter sort of gathering.
Mm.
A few games on there. We've never really done that before, so seemed interesting. So
Yeah. Oh, you go on.
well, I could carry on the next section if you wish, or
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So this is the news section. Now, anybody want to share some news? Jason apparently says that nothing has happened in the past week, which I find total and utter bullshit.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened.
For me, probably the rest of the internet, probably one of the biggest stories would be Playtonic's new title, Yooka-Laylee, which is supposed to be a spiritual successor, to Banjo and Kazooie. It was revealed on Thursday. There was the Kickstarter started on Friday. Within 40 minutes, it met its goal of £175,000. Within the next couple of hours, it surpassed 500,000, and right now it's by about 1,300,000.
that's a lot of money.
Of course,
Just like I said, nothing happened this week.
But yeah, like, I haven't played Banjo and Kazooie myself, but I just find it fascinating how fast the Kickstarter was and how many people are supporting it.
It was a massive game on the 64, and it was it definitely deserves the backing. It does look a really good game. They could have potential with it. I mean, they got Grant Kirkham doing the music as well. The same guy did the original Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong 64 music.
Grant Kirkhope and David Wise, I think.
Yeah.
They are great pieces. If you hear them on Kickstarter, they are pretty good pieces.
Yeah, definitely. I think for one of the guys from one of our other Street Pass groups has told me he's already backed £400 worth of money into it. So
£400? 400?
Yes.
Hold on, let me see what that netted him.
He was basically after they're doing like an N64 kart version.
Oh, that one. Yeah, that looks interesting.
So I think that's what he's gone for the £400. But
yeah.
Rather him than me, money wise. But it's fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, like there's still 42 days or 43, one or the other days left. Hold on, let me just see this.
It goes on for a while, I think.
Yeah, 43 days. So I mean, I think that's even after E3. That's how far it's gonna go. But they just keep on adding in stretch goals as well.
Yeah.
So we're getting simultaneous day one released for all platforms. Now that means PC, Wii U, PS4, and Xbox One are all getting it. And just more stuff are being added. Like just mainly improvements. Like there's going to be a new GK rap by Grant Kirkhope as
Like
well.
the original Donkey Kong rap sort of thing. That'd
Yeah,
be
that's what.
interesting to see as well.
And I think there's also going to be an N64 shader mode, so
Okay.
that's good. The next stretch goal at 1.5 million is going to be music at its best, which is going to be an orchestra score.
Yeah, I did see that one. Yeah, it should be interesting as well. I mean, it would definitely benefit from it because I mean they've used it for games. On the top of my head, there was a few Xbox games where the studio used, and they the orchestra wise, they did make it sound a lot better. I think so.
It does look very interesting, and for what they've done in 3 months so far, it looks really good. So I know it's only 3 months, but it still looks a bit barren in my opinion, like the world. But then again, as I said,
it's
been
only
Like that on 3 months' work, though.
Yeah, so I just can't wait to see more of it, how it's coming along, how it's going to be developed. You know.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kinds of formulas and things,
exactly.
what they're going to put into the game to really make it its own.
I mean, Laylee is a little bit different to the Kazooie's sort of shape and size, so maybe they can do something different with the sort of flying abilities and things like that.
Yeah, I think they're going to add transformations as well.
Okay. Washing machine.
What? A washing machine?
On Banjo-Kazooie, there was one you could become a washing machine. Yeah. So.
Oh, alright.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah, it's this weirdest thing.
Yeah, but the main thing now is that now collect. I forgot what they're called now. I think it's like play something.
Play something.
Yeah. Hold on. Pages.
Hold on.
You collect pages. Those are the little coin things with the play symbol on them.
Yeah.
But they're not just simple collectibles like in Banjo and Kazooie. Now you use them to unlock new levels and stuff. So I think that would add to exploring each level.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically they're replacing the Jiggy sort of thing with those, aren't they? So it's.
Guess so.
They've been basically using the same format from the Banjo-Kazooie games and you just adapting it a bit more so they can use it legally.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean they're putting to have a Wii U release and amongst other game consoles and PC as well. Yeah, I'm really excited for it. It should be a really good game. I'm definitely going to put some money in towards it just so I can get the cheaper version.
I like the character design as well. It looks very fresh and unique.
Yeah, definitely.
In other news, we got just a tiny bit more information on Fire Emblem If. I think we talked about it a bit earlier. Well, not earlier, but
too much.
I guess so. But I'm looking very forward. But now, from the Japanese box art, it's been confirmed that it would have Amiibo support, and it's going to be 15 years and up. So,
okay.
Let's start with the Amiibo support. What do you think that can mean?
Well, Fire Emblem characters would be the first sort of thing to see, but
how do you think? Like, do you think it'll be sort of codenamed theme sort of thing? Where
it would be the most likely, wouldn't it? The same sort of format like that. I don't know.
But I wonder if like they're gonna add bonuses as well, sort of like with Hyrule Warriors. If you just add any old Amiibo, then you could just get a bonus or something, like a special weapon or something.
or would they add some of the extra characters you could maybe add them into the game? So you could have Mario in there dressed up as a sort of
That could be cool. Or
Fire
like
Emblem,
Link,
you know.
Link
Link would work.
Yeah,
Link
Link
would
would
work
work
in
a
the
bit
game.
maybe.
Oh dear.
Do you not
but
think so, Sam?
No,
No.
somehow not. I think Matt's probably along the right lines of unlocking weapons and things like that.
Yeah, for other characters,
Seems more viable.
Weapons, items, maybe costume changes, and something.
Maybe costume changes, but I don't know. I think that's a bit too stretching it for a Fire Emblem game. But no, and then there's the other thing. As I said, it's 15 years and up, which is the only other game that we've seen from Nintendo to put up an age rating that high is Bayonetta 2, I think. And this is like their own franchise as well. So I find it quite surprising, and I'm looking even more forward to it now because I wonder if because Awakening was 12. What was that?
Sorry, I was looking up something and then it decided to play background music.
Oh no!
Alright, sorry.
But looking at it, I mean, I've got Advance Wars case in front of me here. That one's 7+.
Yeah,
so
and the Awakening was 12, and then like I guess it's pseudo spoilers because it still happens relatively early, but well, not early, but it's somewhere in the middle.
Maybe it's a much
like
more adult game, or
hopefully in a way.
I think the 15, the whole 15 rating is going to be based on the probably violence because.
But like Awakening was a 12, and again, as I was saying, spoilers for this part, so you may want to turn it down in case you want to play it. The Queen dies, like she commits suicide about chapter 9, I think. So, you know, there is a sense of death and stuff. So I wonder why Fire Emblem will be getting a 15 unless it's gonna feature something more than just that.
Blood and War.
Take into account of language as well. Language can affect it.
Oh, true. Very true. Maybe a bit of swearing in there.
Inappropriate words.
Inappropriate words. But Matt won't be able to buy it because he's not old. He's not old enough.
I'm 16.
You can scrape it then.
Scrape it. I'll be 17 by the time it comes out.
Oh, that's right then.
He's gonna get ID'd when he buys a game.
Well, no, that actually did happen to me once with Kid Icarus Uprising. Because that's the 12, and I was looking forward to getting it with my friend. And because it was out at stock at Game, we had to go across to get it in Argos. And my friend, he got it just before me. But I think we were both 12. I was 13, and I think he was just 13 as well. Wait, no. Yeah, 13. 13 would be, well, for me, and he was 12. Wait, I'm confused, but anyway.
I'll go with that.
But apparently she didn't think that I was 13, which is fair enough, because if you look at me, I was definitely younger looking, and that's not a compliment. So even though my friend there said, "Oh no, he is at least 12. He's 13," the client said, "Oh no, like you need a parent because I don't believe you." So I had to wait for about 5 minutes just to get this 1K. So wasn't that an exciting story?
I remember having to do that for some older games. I must admit that. And my mum would just go and buy it for me anyway. So I'm like,
yeah. Yes, it's nothing like incredibly gory. I would imagine. I think it's just could be language, maybe suggested themes, sort of like how Bayonetta
it's going to be fan like stuff, isn't it? It's boob jiggling and everything.
Is that a problem though? Is that a problem though, Gawny? No. I've got two other pieces of news. Well, let's go with. I'm trying to find it here. There's the Hall of Fame sort of thing, which is going up in like a museum in America.
Okay.
There's hold on. Sorry for this, but where is it? It's somewhere.
It's somewhere on the internet. So.
Yeah, like I use Nintendo Life to look at them. Here we go. So Nintendo Classics in the running for inaugural. Sorry for my pronunciation. World Video Game Hall of Fame honor. So basically, what this is that this is gonna be there's like 15 games selected, and it's gonna be for the strong, not the strong, but like it's gonna be the World Video Game Hall of Fame,
Right.
Sort of thing at the Strong National Museum of Play in the US, and the games include the first Mario, the first Zelda, the first Pokemon, of course, all very influential. You've also got Sonic, and you've also got Tetris, both classic games, and of course you got Pong and Pac-Man, of course. You got Doom, which I haven't really seen, or at least heard much of before. The Oregon Trail. There's also World of Warcraft. There's also The Sims, and then quite stupidly, in my opinion, you've got Angry Birds, FIFA, and Minecraft.
Okay.
And it was funny because on like small subheadline it said just don't let Angry Birds win, which I couldn't agree more with. So how do you think of this, like being a thing, the Hall of Fame?
There's a lot of like gaming museums and stuff that Nintendo have had stuff inducted into before, so I can't see it being a problem really, to be honest.
Yeah.
But it's getting voted to go in is a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too
And
sure
it says
about
that it says that they've all been chosen because they've had a massive part in gaming or like to their specific genre. And I can see that in I can see that in Angry Birds and FIFA because they both boomed the smartphone market as well as the sport genre, respectively. But I don't think they're deserving of a place in the Hall of Fame, and that's the same with Minecraft. Because Minecraft has just been a popular thing with like kids and YouTubers, in my opinion.
I think Minecraft's huge, but it's
like,
just one of those
don't get me wrong,
preferences.
Minecraft is a really popular game, but
It's still,
no means is
I think
too
saying
recent, is what I'm trying to say.
I think saying really popular game doesn't
Yeah.
quite give it enough justice on how big it actually is. But at the end of the day, there's no game out there that's for everyone. You know, there's people out there who hate the game and stuff, but it is beyond a groundbreaking game. When I don't think it's as popular nowadays, but within the first like 3-4 years that it came out, it was like the world's biggest thing. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
So is this a Hall of Fame thing? Essentially, just
I think it's just for the museum. It's going to be revealed on either June 4th or July 4th. Can't remember which date it was, but it's definitely one of the two.
Where is it?
I forgot. Hold on. But yes, I don't think it's necessarily a video game museum, but I guess it's just sort of museum for entertainment. The Strong National Museum of Play in the US will be revealed in New York on 4th of June. I really want to see who wins. I think Mario Bros should, and that's not coming from Nintendo bias. I think it's because that saved the gaming industry, quite frankly. So I think that Zelda could win. I'm actually kind of surprised that I think they should have chose Ocarina of Time and not the original Zelda, in my opinion. Because I felt that expanded on the adventure games, and that what shaped the adventure genre today, in my opinion.
True, but you got to start from the beginning, and
that's true as well.
That did the same thing as well, that in its time and day. So
if it wasn't for the first game, we never would have had it.
Exactly.
That's a good point. Moving away from that news now, in my opinion, one of the best pieces of news I heard last week was that we finally getting a Splatoon themed Nintendo Direct coming directly at us this Thursday at 3 PM UK time. I am very excited.
Finally, we can find out some more details about it.
Exactly.
God.
I just want to play the game. I know what the game is now. I just want to play it. That's all I want to know.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of mystery surrounding it, though, because I wrote, as I said in the first section, I did write a piece on it, on the direct one I wanted to see, and I mentioned that we need to see more maps, because there's only about 5 so far. I would love to see more maps. In addition, I also stated that I think it's a near definite we're gonna get more modes revealed. We have to get more modes revealed.
I think they will reveal something, because what's a direct without any reveal of stuff?
They've shown a lot more of the campaign in the last few videos and stuff, but I would like to see a bit more of how multiplayer works. And they've got a few more extra game modes than that. And where else?
I don't want to down the game or anything, but I do have a feeling that it's going to be, with your when you're saying about how many maps it's going to have, I personally think it's going to be a bit shallow. Just a bad thought. That's just my opinion.
You know, at least you like pointing that out, because it shows that you're concerned for the game, which is.
But then again, you've got DLC. You know, everyone's jumping on the DLC wagon now. Like, so
I wonder
if anything, they should add more DLC maps. No doubt they will. I think they will.
I wonder if they're actually going to reveal plans for DLC. Like, I slightly doubt it, but because like we got news on Mewtwo before Smash Wii U was released, so they could certainly do the same thing here. Just reveal Splatoon DLC and say, "Oh, look, this is what's coming up," to keep you excited.
Or even better, they announced that they've now added 8-on-8 games. How fucking awesome would that be?
It would be pretty cool.
I don't think it will, though. I think that's too much.
A bit laggy.
A bit hectic.
Maybe 6-on-6.
Fun. 6-on-6 could work. I always mentioned that I think for just regular battles along with Turf War, I think it does have like something like Team Deathmatch. Could work quite well.
We've seen like the King of the Hill sort of mode.
Well, we got that with Splat Zones, don't we?
Yeah, Splat Zones, that's it.
Then I was thinking ranked battles, you could also have Capture the Flag as well. That could be cool, especially now that you got the ink mechanics, like the enemy can block the enemies.
I think that kind of exists as like you capture the area, not the flag, really, isn't it?
Yeah, but like you go to like a certain
still
point.
Work.
You go to like a certain point, or you go to your enemy's base, get the flag, then and just travel back to your base with it.
It could work, but then you got to think of the whole gamepad teleporting sort of thing with that. It could be a bit. Okay, I'll just jump onto the flag right there.
I guess they could disable it if you have the flag.
Maybe. Maybe. But I can see if they turn it off and you can use the ink just to use it as squids to sort of sneak in other places. It could work really well. But
yeah, that's what I was saying.
I'm more inclined to play modes which has an addictive than to just, Team Deathmatch is fine, but I've always preferred, when it comes to like first-person shooters or anything, I've always preferred a mode which has an objective, not just the case of just killing each other. Well, no, this one's not really killing each other, etc. It's taking over the territory, but you know what I mean. I prefer to play a game like capture this area and this area, and then you've got capture the flag and stuff. I prefer those type of modes than just standard.
I wonder if they're gonna
head
reveal a brand new mode like altogether that's never been seen before, much like Turf War in a way. A brand new mode, totally unique, not common in many shooters at least. So I'm very looking forward. Very looking forward. I don't think that works. I'm just really looking forward is the right word to use. Really looking forward to seeing what they reveal in the Splatoon Direct. And I also mentioned that I would love it to see if the Inklings were revealed for Smash.
Maybe.
If that was the case, I don't think that would be in a Splatoon Direct. Personally.
No, maybe. You never know, but we'll see.
That's more on Super Smash Bros. Side.
Yeah.
If anything.
Talking of Super Smash Brothers.
Oh.
What do you reckon about Yooka-Laylee possibly jumping in on the bandwagon?
Possibly.
Be an interesting one. If they couldn't get Banjo-Kazooie, or either way, it already worked. They've already said they could if they wanted to, but it's
Nintendo's decision.
So yeah, it'd be a cheaper decision.
Like I said, it's at the end of the day, so it's not down to highest votes. It's just giving them ideas.
Yeah.
If they think it's a good idea, then do it.
That's saying true. Any more news?
Well, there's a free theme for Monster Hunter.
Oh yeah, I saw surpassed million sales.
Yep.
So well done on that part.
So me and Jason helped that last week by buying the game, so we obviously got it over the million downloads. So
and that's why I've been slacking on news, because I've been too busy playing that.
Yeah,
it's all Jack's fault.
It is my fault.
I think just one final announcement out. Kirby and Rainbow. Well, a small announcement. Kirby and Rainbow Paintbrush will be released this Friday for Wii U, and then the following, and also this week we've also got the Puzzles and Dragons Z, as well as the Puzzles and Dragons Super Mario Bros. Edition as well on Friday, and then next week on the 15th we've also got Codenames Steam coming as well. So there's release dates this month.
There's Yoshi's Island DS also coming to the Wii U Virtual Console.
Yeah.
And that's about it, to be honest. So
Yeah.
I do like the plushie you can get with the Kirby game there. Have you seen this?
Yeah, Joe wants to get that. He wants to buy it, and just for that toy, and then probably just flog off the game.
Basically, just a giant Kirby sort of plushie. He just sits there with a big smiley face. So yeah, very nice.
Yeah, I think that wraps it up for our Splatoon discussion, I would say. Well, not Splatoon, sorry. No, news discussion. This is the What Have We Been Playing section of the podcast. Who wants to start us off?
Sam, go on.
Why don't you start? I always start.
I think I started last time.
Right, because we're fighting, I'll go first.
Right, good man.
Well, like we previously mentioned earlier, me and Jason both picked up Monster Hunter this week. We've been playing through the first sort of quests on there, and got the first few monsters sorted. We had a little mini event on the weekend, and we tried it out 4-player multiplayer. I'm really impressed with it, to be honest. I played the Monster Hunter 3 and didn't really think much of it, but this one seems a lot different. I don't know why, but I don't know if it just seems like the other one was a straight port from the Wii version onto the 3DS for number 3, but number 4, where it's just for the 3DS, maybe they've put more work into it or something like that. I don't know, but it just seemed to work a lot smoother, and control-wise and in general graphics-wise, it looks really good. Really impressed with it. Put a lot of hours into that.
Yeah. And we all
have. Yeah. I think we must spent about 5-6 hours maybe.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah. So it's gone already. Quite a few.
Fair enough.
I suppose you're still playing it.
Yeah, I mean,
you are known to be someone who has very little patience, and from what I see of Monster Hunter, it's like an endurance game because it's a lot of grinding, a lot of going around. You're essentially collecting stuff.
Main drawback, to be honest, from Monster Hunter.
I think there's a lot of you're doing the same sort of missions, but there is variety in each one, and collecting different items you need specifically for specific armor sets and things like that. It does keep its interest, and I think the whole fact you can go jump online and stuff like that anyway, it really does.
They've really put a lot of thought into like how the monster looks, and then from that, what the armor looks like. It's amazing, and it's really beautifully done. And like even the monsters themselves, like they've looked into and researched, really, haven't they? Because they've based it on like some on mythology, some on just actual creatures. It's just amazing what they've done with it.
I mean, I haven't fought any of the massive monsters other than the ones we did on the weekend. But at the moment, all I'm fighting these like little dinosaur dudes and these giant chicken things trying to collect their eggs. But
the Jagi and the Gagwa, they're pretty easy.
Yeah, they're pretty easy, but you know, it's as a starting out sort of thing. It gets you into the game quite easily and shows you the basic concepts, and then lets you just carry on do what you want to do. It doesn't force you to do anything. It's got a set path of quests to do, but you can do them in any order you wish to do as you go further on. It's good. I mean, you can always go back and play more with friends or online on your own. There's offline on your own even. Sorry, and yeah, I've really enjoyed it. Really impressed with it, and I'd suggest that everyone to go give it a go. I mean, we picked it up pretty cheap. It was on the game collection website, and I think I got it for less than £20. So I'm well impressed with it for that price. So.
I think 2 days later.
Yeah, they come 2 days later.
Get delivery as well.
Even better, yeah. Unless you get stupid postmen like I did. I have to get it the next day, but you know, less said about that, the better. I also got Majora's Mask as well with that.
Yeah, how are you enjoying it? I said some relatively negative things about it last time.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively the same to the 64 version from what I played. I've only really gone through the first cycle of 3 days, and then come back and done a few little missions here where you got to go talk to a few people. But other than that, I haven't really got much into it. But yeah, it's really good. Really looks good. It plays well. There's not really much more I can say about it, to be honest. It's Majora's Mask. They've done a really good job with upgrading the graphics, and there hasn't been much changes. Well, not massive changes, but it's still going to be good enough to play on a 3DS for a while, I think, and carry on playing.
Do you find, because you are a normal DS user, you don't have a new one, so you don't have the C stick or second stick or whatever you want to call it? Do you find it kind of awkward at places that you would really like to change the camera around?
It's definitely a benefit to have the camera on there, but at the same time, the original version didn't have it.
No.
The same sort of thing with the Ocarina sort of, but you use the L button just to do your focus on from the camera behind Link. Kind of.
Yeah.
If you get used to using that, it works fine. But, what was you going to say there, Matt? Is that?
Yeah, I help. I find the C stick helpful. Majora's Mask.
I mean, I had the same thing with Monster Hunter as well, because I'd say I'm still using the older DS, and it's okay on that game because they've got the control stick on the actual touchscreen. You can literally press the camera on there, and the way where it's positioned, it works really well. I mean, I've not had any issues with it, to be honest, camera wise.
It's the reason why I asked, because I haven't actually played Majora's Mask without using the C stick. When on my playthrough of playing Majora's Mask, I actually use the C stick quite a lot to change the camera around.
Yeah.
As without it, you wasn't able to change the camera around.
There is some areas where you got to be precise with the camera, which I can see it being annoying, especially sort of the ice sort of areas later on. But it's just one of those, because I'm used to, like I said, used to playing it on the 64. It's probably going to be the same sort of system. But yeah, but very good. I'm definitely going to carry on playing through that, and. There's a few other games I've been sort of flicking through. I mean, I had a quick go on Chrono Trigger the other week, but I haven't really done much more on that. Right. Advance Wars Dual Strike as well. I've gone through a few of the campaign missions on there and locked a few extra people. But again, not a lot of it put into it. Other than those two games, I haven't replayed a lot of other games this week. So.
Speaking of flicking through, I have been playing Amiibo Touch and Play, Nintendo's Greatest Highlights.
Oh, yeah.
That game. Have any of you three played it yet. It's free after all, so.
I still don't own any Amiibo yet. So.
I've pretty much scanned nearly. Well, yeah, I've scanned nearly all my Amiibos.
Yeah, I've scanned all of mine.
I've unlocked most games apart from 4, and I can scan 2 more because there's 2 Amiibos
how many
that
Amiibo
I
do you
had.
have?
About 20 or 25, 26.
Oh my, I have like about
28.
12. But yeah, Amiibo.
I was only meant to get 2.
Yeah. Amiibo Touch and Play is actually, for the use of Amiibo, are actually used quite well, and I do like how you do get a random game with each Amiibo, and it's not necessarily.
That's what I said. I said that I was kind of disappointed that you don't get demos based on the Amiibo. You just get a random Amiibo for a random game for that Amiibo, and I thought it was supposed to be something related to that Amiibo. You know, you get a NES Amiibo. Oh, you can get a demo of Earthbound.
Yeah, but
that would have been awesome.
Like Excite Bike or something instead.
But then I suppose the question you have to ask yourself is, what's the point? Because you're going to buy this Amiibo because you like the character because you played the game. What's the point in buying and then getting the demo for the game you've already played?
Yeah, that's
I get what you're saying.
You wouldn't get the Amiibo just for that demo. You get the Amiibo. The reason why the Amiibos first came out, you know, you use them for Smash, you use them for Mario Kart, you use them for other games.
Yeah, that's
but it's more of an affinity to that character because you've played that game. I'm not saying it because it's more around the point of you want to try something different and new because you've bought that Amiibo based on that game. You wouldn't have bought it just willy nilly, would you?
No, you buy it because of the other games. You buy it because of Smash. You buy it because of Mario Kart.
So the demo should be different.
Really. Demos came out. You know, the whole demo app program. I can't remember what it's called. The Amiibo Tap app. You know, it came out free much later. So it's, you know, if you really got.
I think I agree with Sam. To be honest, I think it's if you've got that Amiibo specifically, you are likely to like that Amiibo character. And if you get I mean, some of them you still do get. For instance, you could get a Link one. You can still get a Link game, like a Zelda game on there.
Yeah.
But it's just another marketing tool again, isn't it? It's just okay. You like the Zelda game? Why don't you try this F-Zero game and see if you like that kind of thing?
That actually happened. Like my Link Amiibo got me F-Zero.
Oh, what a guess!
Yeah, but like at the end of the day, you know, I found the demo incredibly fun. They're basically the masterpieces from Smash Bros, but like they're more enhanced.
Okay.
So even though you're told that like the 3 minutes, you can play like 3 minutes in one section, tap the Amiibo again, go to the next section.
Yeah, you can go to a different level or
depending
area,
on like how many scenes you have, you can go up like about half an hour.
I think they kind of spoiled it with some of the demos though. I mean, if you get the Super Mario World, for the Super Nintendo demo, you get what, 8 demo scenes?
Yeah.
Each demo scene is a boss. Guess what the 8th one is? The last boss. So it's kind of like, if you play all through those demos, you can kill all the bosses in the game without having to play the full game.
That's a bit, yeah.
That's a bit spoiled. I mean, you don't have to do the entire levels, you know.
Yeah, my other thing about the game that I don't like about it is, I wish you could check what games you've bought before, because like, about half of the Amiibo I scanned in, so like about 6 at least, all of them are games that I've owned. So I had a demo for the original Zelda, Link to the Past, Kirby Superstar Ultra. There's more, I'm sure of it. I
think Jay had the same problem.
Yeah, I'm fine if they won't cross with like the data from 3DS, because I have Super Mario Bros on my 3DS but not Wii U, but unlocked Mario Bros on Amiibo Touch and Play. But though I find it annoying that I guess it's better to get it at random, but I wish they could have found a way to make sure they won't get a demo on the game that you've already bought, because that sort of defeats the purpose, doesn't it?
I think the only way you can avoid that is just by resetting your Amiibo and then scanning it in again.
That's a good thing.
It should give you something different.
It should give you something different, but then again, you're gonna lose like.
Because I had the same problem.
Yeah, you
half
can't
my
lose your level
amiibos.
50.
No, it's just that half my amiibos gave me games that I already actually own. But then again, like I said, I've got so many of them. It's like I'm gonna get all of them anyway. So, well, all the demos. I only need 2 more amiibos, and that's it. I've got all the demos on there, so it's kind of like it's not much different. I don't think I'll be using it that much either, because it's just a faffle of to get you scan in the amiibo, you unlock the demo. You can only play that demo if you scan that one amiibo. So I don't want to go. I can't really be bothered to go on there and having to look for the right amiibo to play that demo. It's just like it's just too much faffing. I don't like faffing.
I also managed to finish Inazuma 11 Go Chrono Stones last week. Quite frankly, I think it's better than Majora's Mask. I'm enjoying it better than Majora's Mask. My opinion.
I'm just gonna bite my tongue and go quiet for a minute.
No, but I mean, like, fair enough. The voice acting is still shy, although like the main enemy that you will see later on in the game, his voice acting is probably the best I've heard, like in the whole franchise. Even it fits the character really well. And in comparison to like all of the other voice actors, his voice really stands out. It's really effective. So I was really happy how that character's voice turned out.
Cool. But
it is a bit less exciting because I've seen the anime about 2 times, so I was a bit anticlimactic because I knew what would happen. But there are some differences between the game and the anime, and it was still fun. Really, I still somehow found fun with it. I'm still finding fun with it. I'm gonna try and find the ultimate team, like find players, because the problem I had with the last game is that many players will have similar moves to the main team, and even players from last games, like previous games, they would all have moves taken from the main Ryman team, and that I saw as defeating the purpose of getting those players that I really liked. But now, like, those characters have like their moves from their old games. Now they're much more unique and stuff. There's actually a better thing to do with those characters now. There's actually more value, and that's why I want to build on my team. But yeah, as I said, I find it better. Well, I'm enjoying it more than Majora's Mask.
Cool.
Somehow. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Have you played any more of Majora, or you...
I played a bit yesterday. Like I'm trying to get all the masks because I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah.
I'm starting with the Andrew and Kathy side quest.
Yeah,
it is difficult.
That is the hardest one.
Because like, because I have all the Zelda manga volumes, so that includes Majora's Mask, and that made it canon.
Okay.
That's the only side story that is canon in the manga series, and I thought that was a very interesting point. And seeing it in game,
it is quite a big part of Majora. Actually, there's quite a large section of the whole.
It is the biggest.
You get a couple of masks from it. You get like
side story,
I think.
Yeah, because you get his mask for the first one that when you talk to the mother.
Yeah, I just felt like a bit of magic going really, because now it's being like, just being told to do stuff. Like I have this guide, and now I need to follow the guide instead of doing it on my own.
It covers all 3 days, right from the midday of the first day, and it goes all the way until like the first 30 minutes.
Yeah, I like the quest itself, although I just really can't stand having to resort to a guide.
Are there any masks? Do you know what sort of mask you're looking for? Or
I'm trying to find all of them. Like I know what masks there are, but as I said in the previous podcast, I want to get Fierce Dating masks.
I actually have the same issue. I hate resort into guides. Every time I say I'm stuck on something and someone tells me, "Oh, just use a guide," I'm just like, no, because that just ruins it for me.
Yeah.
I like to figure stuff out first. When I very first played Majora's Mask on the N64, it took me weeks to suss out how to get that the wedding mask, which is which is what you get at the end of that story. And so it took weeks to do it because it's like I keep saying, you have to talk to everybody. Everyone in the game has some link to what you need to do. So you just have to keep putting pieces together and find out. And it is a lot of trial and error.
I must admit, I do like that in that game, that when you talk to certain people, that rumours get added to your diary sort of thing, the notepad sort of thing.
Yeah, I appreciate
journal.
Bomb's journal,
features.
Yeah.
That's really good. Then it makes you think, oh, okay, I'll go and try this out, and maybe that will get me another mask, or maybe it will help me get another item.
That's a good thing because
it should
be a bit easier to do that that storyline with that. Actually, it shouldn't take weeks to do it.
It tells you what times you need to be there, and you can also set alerts, like alarms, for when you need to be there as well, which I found quite interesting.
That can be quite useful, because if you're off doing some sort of optional event where you need to, that you could do on any day, you could set the alarm to remind you that it needs to happen now, it needs to happen this certain time on this certain day. So I find that quite useful. But yeah, Majora's Mask basically wasn't what I was hoping it to be, in my honest opinion.
That's fair enough.
Sam, want to quickly add what you've been playing, or just basically what?
Well, yeah, I've been playing Monster Hunter. I've actually put in quite a few more hours than Jane Jack, to be honest. I've put in about 28 hours so far.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've managed to get to like probably the 4th chapter in the solo bit, which is like you can get. It's like an island for all the you get palicos, these cats, and you can start customizing them with different armors and things. So that was a real grind, and I'd beat a particular monster I really despise. I'm sure the guys know all too well.
You don't want to know.
I hate spiders. Spiders should be squished and killed.
Joy.
And I've just been playing, well, again, Monster Hunter, like Jack said, because that's taking up time now. Yay. And I've also, no surprise, I've been trying to get through Xenoblade still.
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting that during the summer. I may get that along with Yoshi's Woolly World as well.
It is a great game. There's a lot of exploration to do. That's what I like about it. It's so much open world, so much exploring, and I get points where I actually get lost because you don't always have a quest tracking thing on to point you in the right direction. So you kind of have to like read up your memo and then just go from there. But you're always straying away from the path because you see something in opposite direction. Go to that and click that and whatnot. But it is a really good game. And I just when you say about the game that you're playing, the Zuma game,
Zuma 11,
yeah, with the voice acting, bear with it with Xenoblade. You've probably already seen trailers and stuff. It does have. There's something about the accent in the voice acting in Xenoblade which is a little bit cringing, but I don't know. It seems so wooden kind of thing.
No, but
pretend to be English.
Watch the launch trailer for Inazuma 11 Go Chrono Stones. While you're at it, watch the launch trailer for the Inazuma 11 Go first one, and then maybe the other 3 Inazuma games if you can. You'll know where I'm coming from. It's probably much worse. It will be much worse.
I was just throwing it out there if you haven't actually already heard the voice acting in the game, because it's a little bit cringing at first. It's like it does sound a little bit wooden, but you kind of get used to it. Really. Right. I've gotten used to it. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. I'm enjoying the game.
I was gonna say, has anybody done the Pokemon Shuffle tournament for Baynet?
No, I'm not bothering about.
I attempted it. and I failed.
Last time I checked, I was in 3000. I don't think I'm going to stay there. I think I'm going to lose this one.
Everybody leaves it to the last day and then just all out go for it.
I couldn't be bothered to wait. I just thought I'd just get it done and out of the way.
I can't be bothered to do it. Quite simply. There's this other thing, even though we did talk about it slightly, we didn't experience it firsthand. Mario Kart 8 DLC. We've had our hands on it for nearly 2 weeks. How do we think of it now that we've actually played on it, and as well as 200cc?
It's incredible.
Me and Jay played it as soon as it came out, didn't we?
It's painful, but it's fun. Fun and painful at the same time.
It's definitely made it a lot more difficult to control around tracks and stuff with 200cc, but I still think it's really well done. All the new DLC tracks I'm really impressed with. But Baby Park is just absolutely.
I find it incredible fun with.
It's the only track I can play on 200cc without falling off.
That's true. I mean, there's the Neo Bowser City level. There's
that one. Actually quite hard on 200cc.
Yeah, it's like an S.
Hard enough on 150, let alone 200.
Yeah, but you have to literally brake to stop yourself from going off the corner every time.
That's my other point. It's like you literally have to use the B button. Like you know the taglines when you go through the classes, it says like, oh yeah, like 50cc just slow paced fun for everyone, and 100cc moderately fast. 150cc fast for veteran players, and then 200cc fucking impossible. Braking is crucial. And they actually mean that. You know, like, when I'm braking around corners, you know, you actually hear the skidding of the car. It really does add an extra bit of skill to the game. And you can even go across like certain shortcuts. Like in No Shy Guy Falls, towards the end, normally you would need a mushroom to get over this sort of jump thing across the gorge.
Yeah.
You don't even need that in 200cc. You just need to
it just goes. Yeah,
just like mini boost may help, but you just go across, do a trick, and then you just make it.
It's like the F-Zero, the first F-Zero track that was released for DLC. There's the corner there. You just jump off and you're at the end. You don't need any mushrooms or anything.
But just characters themselves. I think they're good characters to choose. The villagers as well. I like how they have two genders. Then there's Isabelle.
I do like the villager carts as well. They seem to work really well.
Streeter was quite good as well.
I actually like the scooter more.
Yeah.
I think that works really well.
I favour the scooter more.
Yeah.
I've been using scooter just because it's lightweight, and like I said, I've just been sticking to lightweight characters with lightweight setup, just so I can get that cornering, turning circle really small angle. And usually, I haven't actually been using the B button, but
you need to.
I kind of, I know.
This one keeps falling off.
I think. But the reason why I don't use the B button is because I think I can actually get away with just tethering the accelerator. Just let go the accelerator. I think that does enough, really. But I guess it's just down to preference, really.
You lose your drifting, don't you?
Yeah, whereas if you use the B, you can keep hold of it.
If you don't hold it for long enough. But Mario Kart 8 DLC was fun. Mewtwo DLC we talked about last time, but now it's open to everybody now.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Now bring battle arenas.
Maybe at E3. Just before we finish up this section, the Bit UK, the challenge.
Oh yes,
I'm going to take that up. Yeah, like with the official podcast account on Twitter, I posed various questions to the Bit UK, asking about it, and then Street Pass us and tweeted in, "This is getting complicated."
Yeah.
But yeah, like I think I'm going to take up the challenge so far. I think I've done Inazuma Eleven Go, Chrono Stones from the Flash, as well as Pokemon Omega Ruby, because even though I got it last year, I finished it this year.
I think you can class that as a new game, really, because there is, even though it's a remake, there's still a lot of difference to the two versions.
Plus, still, like, I didn't play the previous version, so it's not like right. I think new versions should count again, like Majora Mask 3D should count if you.
See, I think because of the Super Mario 64, I'm a little bit like, can I include that one? Or I know it's different. I'm playing it on the Wii U, but
I don't think so. Like, I'm just saying, unless it was like. If you haven't played Mario 64 DS, if you played that one this year and then finished it this year, then I think that could count. But yeah, like I'm gonna try and finish because I got a lot virtual console games towards the end of last year. Gonna see if I can finish them all this year because I've got trying to finish Earthbound. That's the one virtual console game that I'm persistently going through with. It's quite good actually, Earthbound. I'm at the 8th out of 8 sanctuaries. It's been a good run. I don't know how much I have left, but the boss is quite tough. But yeah, that's Earthbound. I will see if I can get more games during the summer. Any more? Yeah, any more games?
I think that's pretty much for me.
Yeah, it's covered me.
Alright, let's move on
to the DS games.
Let's move on to the last section. This is the final section. No discussion today because that's a bit too long and I have to get on with work. Unfortunately, not proper work, of course not, but just general
pretend work.
Not pretend work, but my GCSEs start next week, so I've got to get on with work. GCSEs, don't know what it stands for, but it stands for something. But yeah, I need to get on with that work. So sorry again for discussion. Even though we had no discussion anyway, we were just gonna do a game sort of thing. But that game will be reserved for the next episode. Any final thoughts, community stuff?
Yes, there's quite a lot going on actually, to be honest. We've got a quite big event sort of been planned with Game Southampton. We're having a Smash Bros tournament on a massive screen at the Harbour Lights Cinema in Southampton.
That should be fun, yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, definitely. It's going to be an 8-player Smash tournament as well, so I don't know how it's quite going to work at the moment, but we're trying to work out the kinks and see what we can do and go from there, really. It's planned for the 31st of May at the moment, but which is a Sunday. We're going to have to do it Sunday morning, which is 9 till 1 p.m, just so we can get the cinema for free. But they're on about doing future events where we might be able to get this on a normal day kind of thing. But we have to see how it goes with that, basically. So if you keep an eye on the Street Pass Southampton Facebook page and Twitter page, we'll have more details about it on there as well. So that'd be good.
You go on?
Yeah. We've also got the a podcast page on Facebook as well. End Podcast System, if you search for it on there. And it's got a few things I've added this week, including the link to Matt's blog I've just put on there. So if you did want to have a quick read through that, you can have a look through there.
I'm trying to keep more active. I made a review on Amiibo Touch and Play as well as Inazuma 11, in which I'll state how better it is than Majora's Mask 3D. For me, if it's like something to listen to, I may put it in as the music for the intro and ending. Search on YouTube Shady Cicada. Shady SHAD and then Cicada CICADA. He does a lot of electric guitar remixes of songs. There's the We Ride Together theme from Fire Emblem, then One of my favourites would be probably the Never Let Up theme from Mario and Luigi Dream Team Bros, which is the boss battle theme. There's Dark Pit guitar remix, there's Gourmet Race remix. Very good tracks, I guess tracks. And he's only got like about 1,000, like 1,500 subscribers, so I think it'll be good to get more promotion out there from like about 10 more people. But yeah, as I said, this has probably come from him. The music this week. Yeah, his music's great.
I'm sure I'll give it a listen.
Yeah. There's plenty of stuff. There's some Xenoblade stuff for you, Jason. You should be able to find something that you like there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Just another quick one. I've heard a few rumours going about the Street Pass UK podcast as well.
Ooh.
That it should be coming back within the next month or two. So, keep an eye out for that as well, because it's,
well, yeah, that is what inspired me to the podcast. Or at least made me realise that I can do the podcast over Skype. But yeah, so massive thanks to them, really.
Yeah, but we're quite happy with the sim coming back, to be honest, because it's been a little while now.
It's been ages. I think like February or something.
Yeah, it was.
I'll give a shout out to Lewis from our group's podcast as well. He's on the Ready Player 2 podcast, which they mainly deal with PC games and indie games, but they do have a kind of slight touch on Nintendo games every now and then. But it's still a good podcast to have a check out, and I'm sure they'd like the support. So yeah, check it out.
Yeah, I'll see if I can give it a listen. So that wraps it up for episode 5 of Nintendo Podcast System. As always, you could find us on Facebook at Nintendo Podcast System, of course, or on Twitter at N Podcast System, which is managed by me. Facebook managed by Gawny. Gawny, you're planning to put it up the podcast on iTunes, aren't you? So
I'm trying to do it. Yeah, we'll hopefully have the next episode up there if we can get it also.
Oh, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, we should be there.
There's nothing really else to go on. Just like look out for next games, especially. Even though it won't be live, I will be doing a reaction video of the Splatoon Direct. Not webcam, but like just general voice.
Has your discussion video gone up yet on there, Matt? Or?
What Smash ballot videos? Yeah, I put that up. As I said at the start of this podcast, you can find that at Ace. Just search for Ace Giver on YouTube. Should be able to find it. It's I did it with Smash Suggestions. I'll put the Twitter account in the description below. I hope you like it. It's a bit iffy, especially with like just pronunciation of things for me, and then there's also Frank's microphone was a bit iffy. Yeah, so in terms of things to look out for, Splatoon Direct this Thursday is going to be really good. Then there's also Kirby, there's also Puzzles and Dragons, and then there's also Codename Steam before our next gathering on Skype. So thank you again, Gawny,
You're welcome.
Jason, and Sam, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
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 So this is the.
Try again.
I'm just clearing out this last picture.
He's got to put on his last macaroni and glue on sparkles.
That's an insult. Seriously, that's what all people do at school. It's like, oh, you
make
do
towels
art.
out of macaroni.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you do
Look,
art.
Mommy,
Yes.
it's a smiley face.